We get it. We all love our gardens, but did you know that following these 3 simple steps, you can ultimately save water and save your time and money? I'm joined by Steve. How can people be more water smart?
Oh, it's not as hard as one might think. 3 simple concepts. Minimize the amount of water that you're using, that you take from your hose or your tap, the treated water that takes energy, chemical, and lots of infrastructure to get to your home. The second concept, make the best use of the water that falls on your property. Try and hold it in place. Make sure it doesn't run off into our storm sewers, washing pollutants into the environment and back into our watershed. Number 3, if you practice sustainable gardening practices, and that's simpler than it sounds, put the plants where they like to be put. Select plants that are perhaps native species and try and use the materials that are within your garden instead of manufactured fertilizer or other things. Those 3 concepts, if you follow those year after year, little by little, you're going to end up with a really beautiful, low-maintenance, water-smart garden.
Great tips. And what are some examples of some plants that people can use that are a little more water smart?
Yeah, well, anytime you can put the right plant in the right place, you're going to have lower maintenance. This example here, Russian sage, it's just beautiful. It flowers really nicely. We've put it in a spot here that has a lot of sun. It's the south-facing area of our garden. You wouldn't plant a really broadleaf, shade-loving plant in this area. You're going to need to water it a lot. But this plant loves the sun. It loves well-drained soil. We've used the mulch here to try and hold the water that falls in place. It soaks up water and will release it to the ground. It also keeps the ground cool so that the water that falls in and around this area stays there, doesn't evaporate. We typically put the lower plants on the south-facing part of the garden. Put the higher plants on the north. That way each plant shades the roots of the one behind it. So simple tips you can learn about here in terms of minimizing the amount of water you need to use and making the water that falls on your property, making the best use of it.
Not everybody has a green thumb, but you don't have to find out what types of plants to use in your garden and where to place them. Why is that?
We have an online resource. It has all of the plants in the garden listed with their names, a picture, care instructions. You can even search by a number of criteria to find the exact right plant for that spot in your garden that you've had trouble with, whether it's a shady, sunny, sandy spot. We're here to help as well. You can always call 613-546-0000, say conservation, and our experts will help out.
If you're looking to get inspired, you can always visit the award-winning water conservation garden here at Utilities Kingston on John Counter Boulevard. They run walking tours during the summer right up until the end of August at 10:30 a.m., followed by children's activities at 11. You can learn more at utilitieskingston.com. Utilities Kingston, local services you can rely on.